We're going to show you a quick demonstration of Envision Assistant, which is currently running on like three different platforms, on a smart glass, on a smartphone, and on the web. Um, let's assume a blind or a low vision like person is walking into a restaurant and he has been handed a menu like this. And this is what he can do with Envision Assistant. So, like, the first thing he'll do is go ahead and take a picture of the document, which we assist with.
Move document up or your head down.
So they simply need to follow the instructions. It will, which is actually offered, and as soon as the entirety of the document is captured, it will immediately take a picture. And now what's happening is, in addition to OCR, it's also looking for understanding what is a layout of the document. So it understands the headers, the bodies, and which are the columns, and what's a read order that it should be a reading this whole thing as. And all of this processing is actually happening on the device, so it's all actually happening offline on just the hardware of like these glasses. So once the processing is done, I can either read the whole document from top to bottom at my own pace, or I can simply ask a question. So I can ask something like, what are the desserts?
Envision is answering your question. The desserts are tartufo ice and tiramisu.
So now, instead of me having to scroll through the whole thing or having to ask around for help, I was simply able to look for exactly the part of the menu that I was interested in and have the output that I was looking for. This works with all kinds of different documents. So it could be an invoice. You can ask for exactly how much amount I need to pay, or it could be a food packaging, and you can simply ask what is the temperature I need to heat the oven to. I can also ask for a personalized insights. So in addition to just reading out the contents of the menu, I can also ask it for a recommendation, right? So I can simply go ahead and take a picture and say, "What would you recommend me to eat, Alfred?" And it's going to do a bit of a processing, but it's going to offer me a recommendation that's personal to me, because it already understands my dietary preferences and stuff that I like. um, and the interesting element is it's going to do all of that with a personality of Alfred from like Batman, because that's what I've asked
Master
it to be.
Karthik, focusing on protein intake and reducing sugar, I would recommend option 26, Polo Salat, a salad with chicken breast. It offers a high protein, lower carb meal that aligns with your dietary goals. If you're looking for a warm dish, option 83, Petto di Pollo alla Piastra, would be a grilled chicken breast suitable for a high protein diet. Enjoy your meal, sir.
Thanks, Alfred. So that's basically the kind of a personalization that we can have. Now, this thing also works on the web, and here's a KK explaining it.
So I'm here on a web page, and it obviously has a graph, and these web pages tend to be completely inaccessible for someone who's blind or low vision. So I could hit the Ask Envision button on a web page. So can you give me a little bit of an explanation about this graph? And it picks up what I just said. It will give me a description. So you can see here it gives me a description of the image of the chart itself. I can go ahead and also ask like specific questions, such as tell me the place. Oh. And it just goes ahead and gives me the right answer. So one interesting thing to note here is that, of course, you saw us demonstrating a version on the glasses, version on the phone, and the web. All of them are going to be working very similarly. We're just showing you a very early alpha of our vision for what the Envision Assistant is going to look like in the future.
Yeah, and on the web it works across all kinds of like websites. So you can just click on an HTML element and just ask it to describe it. So so anything that does not have an alt text or any sort of inaccessible aspect of the internet, can now become accessible with Envision Assistant.
And like one really cool feature that we're working on right now is being able to even like ask actions to be done on a website without you having to if it's in an accessible website, for example, if you want to just find out where the login button is, you can just ask Envision to say take me to the login button on the web page, and then we'll move the focus of voiceover or whatever screen reader they're using to that particular element. So we're also working on an agent that can assist people do this across multiple websites.
So that's in a nutshell a very early a demo of what Envision Assistant is capable of. It is a conversational, a personal, and a ubiquitous assistant, which was built with accessibility in a focus, starting with people with a vision impairment, but also expanding to people with a cognitive disabilities, but eventually to you're ensuring that the world is a more inclusive and equitable place for everyone. Thank you.